Here we go. This is the first showcase.
Your showcase begins with a basket of Washington State delicious apples with natural flavor for snacking, salads, dessert, and lunchbox. Washington State delicious apples, a great way to make a day.
Hey, what kind of a place is this?
Looks like a rogues gallery. Hey, that's Shinglebrober. We're in a rat trap. We gotta find Kirby and get out of here.
Yep, I'm going to talk about this TV again. Well, sort of. So over the last few weeks, I've been taking requests as to what video games I should show on this television. I've also gotten a few questions as to how I'm connecting modern video game consoles like an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5 to a 45-year-old TV. And so I figured I might as well explain how I'm doing it. But before I go in and explain how I do it, I want to be very clear. This is not the best way to connect a modern video game console to a CRT television. There are people who go to great time, effort, and expense to make their modern video game consoles look good on CRT televisions. But I am not one of them. While I own several CRT monitors and television sets, they aren't the way in which I usually game. I mostly use them for testing and for fun. Most of my gaming actually goes the other way. I try very hard to make my classic video game consoles look good on a modern TV, rather than my modern video game consoles look good on a classic TV. That's just the choice I've made. But when it comes to the True Tone, it's just fun to take something as advanced as a modern video game console and shove it into this old television set. So I want to show you the way in which I do it, and if you want to try this out, maybe you want to, maybe you don't, this isn't the best way of doing it. But it's fun.
As it grows the best potato.
I'm the not-so-famous member of the Hemingway family.
The first thing that you have to realize about a TV like this is that it is RF only. There is no composite. If you'll take note in the top left-hand corner of the television set, you'll see the actual connection for RF. It's done via a coax adapter connected to the Spade terminals that originally would have attached a UHF or VHF antenna. That's how we have to get into this TV. Meaning, whatever we're going to connect to it, we need to break down to RF. So going into coax, we need a coax cable. This one I just stole off of a VCR. It's the cheap and simple kind, the kind that just plugs in, there is no threading. You certainly would have a better connection with a threaded coax cable, but we don't really need that here today because this is just a demonstration, and we're doing it the cheap and dirty way. So what really matters is this, an HDMI RF modulator. This is where the magic happens, and this is $40 on Amazon.com. You have AV in as well as HDMI in, and so you can use composite or HDMI to connect to your old video game consoles. You switch back and forth between the two of them, and that's about it. There are channel buttons, as you'll see at the bottom. There's up and down, but basically you plug in HDMI or composite, and you're good. You use the up and down buttons to set the channel based off of your TV, but this is it. This is all I do to connect these to the True Tone television set. But it isn't how I always did it. So this was my first RF modulator. It's from Radio Shack, but the problem is, it's S-Video and composite only. How do I get HDMI to this? Well, I would connect it as usual, and then I would have to use another device. I would have to then use this HDMI to AV and S-Video adapter to then plug in to this RF modulator. So basically, I would always go with S-Video. Gotta have the best signal. But yeah, I would go into S-Video, connect it like this, and then I would connect my HDMI cable to this adapter. Now, this adapter does have a power adapter, so you do need to plug this one in as well. I just haven't connected it here because we're just in demonstration. But yeah, you would connect an HDMI cable to it, and this little squid would convert everything that I had to RF. So I would connect my modern video game consoles to this device, plug it all together, and get it on the True Tone television set. And that's really all there is to say. These devices are widely available on Amazon.com. I recommend the all-in-one unit more so than the daisy-chained version, but either way works. As I said, this is the cheap and dirty way of doing it. If you're interested in having a better picture on a CRT television from a modern video game console, I highly recommend that you do a little bit more research than just jumping in on this. But if you just want to have some fun, these are fun. I hope those have answered your questions, and I hope you have a nice day.
It's a Gremlin, the fun little car with AM radio, bucket seats, carpeting, side stripe, color-coordinated grille, white leather tires, slot-style wheels, luggage rack, energy-absorbing bumpers, and it's backed by the AMC Buyer Protection Plan.